What's up? Quick Tips here. Today we're going to take another look at soloing. For this exercise you're going to want to know two easy scales, the pentatonic major and the pentatonic minor. Now there's a bunch of different ways and different shapes that you can play these scales, but we're just going to focus on one, and we're just going to focus on the bottom three strings. Real quick, we're going to look at the pentatonic major, starting on the C string on the 2nd fret. Then we're going to cover the 4th fret on the C string. Our pointer finger is going to move down one string, staying on the 2nd fret. We're going to do the E string, 2nd fret, and the E string on the 5th fret. And we'll repeat the same thing on the A string, 2nd fret and 5th fret. Now if we play that pattern starting on the 2nd fret, it's in the key of D. You can play that pattern anywhere on the neck to achieve different keys. Up here is the key of G. Notice how it's the same dance, it's the same space between the notes. There's 1 fret in between, there's 2 frets in between, and there's 2 frets in between. This finger stays on this fret. Doesn't move off this fret. Same if you play it up here. This finger is anchored on the top of the scale. Next, we're going to look at the pentatonic minor, which is very similar, but it's kind of the opposite. We're going to learn it in the 2nd fret. First, we'll play the C string on the 2nd fret. Then there's 2 spaces in between, bringing us to the 5th fret. Then we're going to take this finger and we're going to move it down a string and down a fret. So now we're on the 3rd fret on the E string, and then the 5th fret on the E string. And we're going to do the same thing on the A string, the bottom string. We'll do the 3rd fret and the 5th fret. Now on the pentatonic major, this finger stays on the top of the scale. In the pentatonic minor, this finger stays at the bottom of the scale on the same fret. And again, you can play this pattern anywhere on the neck. Let's move to G. Now if you look on the C string, there's 2 spaces in between. Then we move down. There's 1 space in between. And there's 1 space in between. So once you get those scales down, once you get comfortable with them, you don't even have to know how to play them fast or fancy. You could even just play a few notes within that scale. So let's apply this to a simple chord progression. We'll play G, E minor, and D. So we'll look at the first note in the progression. It's G. So we're going to move up here to the 7th fret, and we're going to play a G major scale. Or you could even just play a few of those notes. The 2nd note in the progression is E minor. So we'll move to the 4th fret on the C string, that's our E note, and we'll play the minor pentatonic. Again, you don't have to use all the notes. You can just use a few of them and it'll sound really nice. The last chord in our progression is D. So we're going to want to play the D major scale. So we'll start on the 2nd fret of the C string. That is our D note. And we'll play the pentatonic major scale. All together, I'll play the chord progression and then I'll play the filler notes. There's the chords, here's the notes. One more time. Now that's just going straight up the scale. You can do all sorts of things. You also don't even have to use all the notes. So there you have it, a few different exercises you can use to add some cool filler notes or to solo over another chord progression. You can go straight up and down the scale. You can create your own licks in there. I hope this tip was helpful. I hope it inspires some cool zestiness in your playing. And let me know your feedback in the comments. Have fun, and catch you next time.